Creating virtual machines is a common task within the Azure portal. Let me demonstrate how to create a simple virtual machine. I entered the virtual machine blade from the dashboard. You can either choose Add or click the Create Virtual Machine button on the screen. And once you click that, you'll see a form to gather the basic information for your VM. Your subscription information is automatically populated. You're required to select a resource group. I already have one created, so I'm going to select my resource group. And then I need to create a name for the virtual machine. This can be any name, but it has certain requirements that are listed here on the right-hand side regarding special characters. The region that the VM will be placed in is selected for Central US. This is appropriate for my location. For availability, I'm going to leave it as no infrastructure redundancy required. However, if I wanted to have a VM that had a copy in another region or high availability, I would configure it here. And then I can select my image type here. Ubuntu Server 1804 is selected, but you can also select Windows, Oracle, Red Hat, and others. The size is important. You'll need to consider your application or workload that you're going to be using on your virtual machine. Now, in my case, the 2 CPUs and 8 gigabytes of memory is correct. You can see an estimate of the cost here, should you keep that server running in your environment. And then we're going to select our authentication type. This can be a public key or a password. In my case, I'm going to select password. Then I'll select a username and a password. Again, on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see the requirements for the password characters. Here, I'll retype my password. And then lastly, I'll need to configure any ports for my machine. I'm going to allow inbound ports, SSH, so that I can remote into the machine. You can also select HTTP or HTTPS, but I'm just going to choose SSH. Now, from here, I can click Review and Create. Azure will check all my inputs to determine whether I can create the machine. Then it tells me that the validation has passed, and I'm ready to create. When I click the Create button, the VM will be added to my resource group with the appropriate ports. You can see here that the deployment is already underway, and it'll take a few minutes. In the next exercise, you will create your own VM.